So if I'm being totally honest, the reason why we submit the MAP test scores and not the Iowa test scores is because my daughter's MAP test scores are typically higher. And just to be clear, the state of Florida doesn't really have like a certain percentage. So for example, if I submit her test scores and she did really poorly, there's nothing in the law that says like, okay, your kid got a 60% on the standardized test, so now you have to send them back to public school. Like, we don't really have any laws specifying that. They just want you to submit your test scores. And even though my daughter's Iowa and MAP assessment scores are both on the above average end of things, I think it's like my own personal paranoia. Like, I want to submit the higher of the two to the state. The reason why I think the MAP test scores are higher is because the Iowa test is a lot more in depth. Like the MAP test, my daughter might get like maybe 2 or 3 telling time questions on her math test with MAP. But on the Iowa test, it's like 10 telling time questions. So when the results come back, the Iowa assessment, in my opinion, I think the results are more accurate because they're asking more questions in the specific standards and in the strands. Whereas with the MAP test, and it's different for every kid, like even when I was a teacher, I would have 20 first grade students taking the MAP test, and I would see one kid's computer getting like 40 geometry questions and the other kid only getting 5 geometry questions. And that's because it's an adaptive test. So like I was saying, it changes based on how your kid is answering the questions. If they're getting a bunch of things correct, it's going to bump them up, start giving them harder questions. If they're getting things wrong, they're going to start getting easier questions. The Iowa assessment, on the other hand, it just is what it is, right? So the questions are asked, your kid is answering them, and then the results that you see are just a direct reflection of how they answered those specific questions. It's not changing based on their ability. So this is why I like to do both tests. We do the MAP test so that we can submit it to the state. And I do like that the MAP test, they call it the growth test because you're supposed to take it multiple times per year to show growth. But we really just take the MAP test so I can submit that to the state. And then we do the Iowa assessment more so for my own knowledge, like wanting to see exactly where she's at because their reporting system is a lot better than MAP.